Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Good Thing Show. Praise Jesus for just everything. I thank Him for the hope that I have. I thank Him for the peace and joy that I have. And I want everyone else to feel that too, you know? That's all I want is for everybody to feel that peace and that joy and to realize exactly what God did for us, you know? He didn't have to do all that. He could have just started over. Poof. But he loves us. And that is pretty awesome. Can you guys hear me? Am I talking too quietly? Should I be talking louder? Is this better? You just woke up, Michael. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of interesting things that we could talk about. I think that there's a lot of really cool, I mean, everything just seems to be lining up for um, the return of Jesus. It's just like, it's almost overwhelming that like every single channel, even mainstream pastors are talking about the return of God, you know, that this is for real, you know. And I know it, Cindy, but it's just great, isn't it? But also there's day-to-day stuff that we can talk about, people going through certain issues or whatever. Michael, I didn't know if you wanted to come up and talk about some stuff you were having. You said you had some either some things to talk about or some issues you wanted to talk about. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I always like to see, like, when I look at repenting, right? I always look at it as one big change, right? Not a million little changes, right? Like, I view it as like, okay, well, you can either choose the world, right, in the wide road, or you choose God. And nobody's perfect at that. And see, the reason why, now trust me, I do daily repentance. That's part of my life, right? Like, I would say to do it, right? But the reason I don't ever put that with, sorry, it's getting a phone call. The reason I don't put that with salvation is because then we gotta like have a list of all these sins that all these sins that we need to repent for. Which sins are worse than the others? What about ones I forgot? I mean, it puts a lot of effort back on you for salvation. I mean, not that you shouldn't do it in general, you should do it. I'm just saying that like the salvation part is more about God than it is about us. We should be talking about, when we talk about our salvation, we should be talking about all the great things that He did for us. It shouldn't have anything to do with us except for that we're grateful, right? That's right. Oh dear, I don't deserve it. Pass it around. Yeah, I get it. I get it, you know. Let's see who's here. All right. Hey AJ, hey Cindy, hey Michael, Alex, um, Bubba. Oh yeah, he got yeah, you finally got the blue. Yeah, yeah. um Michael, Bubba, yeah. Yeah, I'll give it back to somebody else. I don't know. I'll move it around. Well, I mean, it's such a weird thing, these wrenches. I spent too much time talking about them. I wish I could, I don't know, I wish there was all these other ways with that you could like treat people special, but then it like goes kind of against the like what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to separate from the world, and not like bring more attention on each ourselves. I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? I just know that I can't wait for him to get back here and to get me and to get you and to bring us out of here, you know? And so, yeah, his kindness leads to repentance. You're right about that, Alex. Like, like no, you're not fired. Get out of here with that. You're not fired. It's just there's, I know. But, no, so like out of our, gratitude for what Jesus did for us, right? Out of our understanding of what that is, there is that, we show that love back to him, right? In as many ways as possible. There's much going on. Hindus are beating Muslims now in India. Muslims are mad at Indian government for their anti-Muhammad statements. Every religion is attacking each other and more. Well, see, I'd like to hear about that. And then, so I don't know. Is Michael coming up or what? I don't know if he's coming up or not. Do you want to come up, Bubba, and talk about that? Hey, Faith, how you doing? And yeah, because like there's so much going on in the world, right? It almost is like laying up like to a T everything that's coming out. Now, trust me, I'm not like this huge mainstream news, person, right? Where I think that like that is any kind of indication of real stuff, right? But I think as far as like prophecy is concerned, right, with all of that stuff coming out, it just is very, very systematic, Sure, I don't care. Maybe give everyone an update from what I'm seeing. Maybe, yeah, yeah. I'll drop the link because I think Michael's waking up anyway. I don't think he'll come on another day. I guess or after. I don't know. It's all good. Either way, it is all good, and everybody's happy. Okay, let me put. I gotta put this. I gotta put the link. There it is. I think. Yeah. It's just. No, no. Michael's waking up. I think he wants to rest because he did mention something about that he was like pretty tired before. So I think this would be better for. I think it'd be more beneficial maybe for people to hear about this. Unless, yeah, he's got a bed. He's laying down. So that's fine. I'll fire this channel up and go live at midnight if we got to take care of Michael live. Yeah, he's sleepy. Uh-oh, the four Fs. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're my friend. That's four Fs right there. And yeah, oh yeah. Wow, he popped on there fast, man. I'm all sitting here waiting for him to come on here. Hold on. Hey Bubba, how you doing today? Welcome to the show.
Well, hey. Didn't mean
Man,
to
it's
scare you.
lining up.
Didn't mean
It
to
is
scare you,
lining.
man.
Isn't everything lining up? Like it's like lining up perfect, right? To a T.
Yeah, even the stuff this weekend, they're warning Israelis, and they've got concrete evidence of imminent attacks on Israeli citizens in Turkey. I mean, they've warned them to leave. Israelis are locking themselves in the hotel rooms. They will not go to the airport until they call the consulate and have police escort, and all the way up until they can get through Turkish security to leave. It's insane, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, the stuff going on last couple weeks, they were saying some stuff against the Indian government, and they were saying anti stuff against Muhammad. And this ticked off a lot of the Muslims. And now they're coming out saying we need to go on the attack. And what's popping up too is in the past week or more, these videos are popping up and they're full on lynchings of
Oh wow.
Indians that are lynching Muslims for their faith.
Wow.
It is getting crazy, yeah.
And you would think that they would be trying to like, well, I guess that group would be probably contentious, but you would think a lot of these groups would be trying to unite these Luciferian type Indian Hindu religions, you know, that come out of there. You would think they would all be trying to like get together, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry about that, Cindy. I'm going to go outside now. It's like I had my fan inside in the garage, but we've got this nice reprieve now where the dew points are dropping into the 50s from the 70s, and it feels like a nice break in the air finally.
Yeah, much better.
So many people are having so much heat this week and stuff.
So what are the dates? What are the dates people are talking about lately? Like dates to look out for, like certain date ranges and stuff.
Israel knows too that Iran's bragging about it, how they're fortifying their Natanz nuclear facility, moving deeper underground, and Israel knows this. So they know they've got to act sooner than later. And that's getting ready to come to a head between Israel and Iran. And Iran just announced they're upping all their air defenses around their nuclear things. And, oh, man. It's crazy. Three guys were killed last night in Israel, with the West Bank, by the military, Israeli military, because they're arresting terrorists. And these guys opened fire on them, and Israel took them out. So
wow.
That is so bizarre, too, when you watch them march their people through the streets, they're dead. And each little young boy and stuff that's trying to join these Islamic Jihad kind of things, that is imprinted into their brain forever and ever and ever. It's like this hatred, and it's unreal.
So they're marching these dead bodies through the streets?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there was 3 of them killed last night. But here in the past 24 hours, in Israel itself, there's been like 5 Arabs that have been murdered. There's theories that there's some Jewish groups there's some Jewish groups that are going on the offensive in attacking Arabs as they're going through their parts of Israel. But then on the flip side, like tonight, there was 2 ladies that were going from a Jewish part of the West Bank to another, but they were attacked by the Palestinians, the Arabs. So it's a mess, and it's heating up, and it's just the other plan too. Here's the big thing from Gaza, because the Gaza thing was with the Hamas, and their plan is what they're going to do is they have the tunnels to come into the West Bank, into Ramallah, inside of Israel. And they want to take over the Palestinian Authority and Mahmoud Abbas, and Hamas is going to take over. Terrorism is going to take over the entire West Bank inside the borders of Israel.
Oh, wow.
Gonna fly. And that's their goal right now, is to hit them from the inside and not the rockets right away.
Man, everything is just like, it's so on the edge, and so like we are on the edge of everything happening from every angle. Like it's like barely being held up. Like we should be out of here, really. Like we're that close. We're like a second away,
Right.
and it's like we're a second away on every single front, right? Well, AJM wants to know, does the Middle Eastern conflict have to happen before the fall of the United States?
I believe it's
I would say yeah, right?
well, it's wild because now the economists are coming out saying there's a 40% chance of a recession next year. And I about put that on my community tab page. I did retweet it, and I said they should say there's a 40% chance of a depression that's going to make the Great Depression look like a church picnic with what's coming. I mean, and they haven't even really announced it yet, but there are massive layoffs coming. Layoffs coming.
Oh yeah, every economy has got to pop. I mean, it is over, man. Like I don't know how if the world isn't coming to an end, I don't know how they're gonna put any of this back together. I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, wow, I don't even see how it can be reconciled. Like I think the elites know it. I think we know it, and I think they just cashed it in. They just they basically just they're just cashing in everything, and they're just going for it, and the sheep in the middle that don't understand one way or the other, that can be like lured either way. I think they're going to be victims in all this, basically.
Yeah, and Israel has basically less than 2 weeks now to ratify their government, or the Knesset dissolves.
Oh, wow. Wow, man.
They have to pass this thing for Judea and Samaria, the West Bank. Otherwise, there will be no Israeli protection for the Israelis that live in the West Bank within Israel's borders. You will then be going under a military tribunal.
Oh, wow,
this is how serious this is getting. Yes, so and they're going to stop the bus lines in and out of there.
So this could be full martial law there. Like, I mean, just tonight it could be like that, like full on.
It's building.
I'm surprised.
Here's how bad it is, because if they don't pass it, there's two Israeli members that are on the Supreme Court of Israel that will not be able to perform law if this does not get passed. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so let's see another question was so AJM says, how many religious conflicts going on around the world?
Oh, no kidding.
Everywhere,
no
right?
Kidding.
Oh, wow. Oh, Tiffany says they're not showing this on the news, only Justin Bieber.
That's what I said too today. It's a distraction upon a distraction. Look here. Yeah. 100%.
They don't want us looking at what's really going on. So now what does it look like? Okay, so like with candidates for like Antichrist, I know we're still a little bit away from that, right? But like Man of Sin, right? There's been a lot of people pushing for that it's Obama or Trump.
There is so much focus coming in, more like a laser almost in on Obama, and I'm just like, this is nuts. This is nuts. Even when he came out on the cover of Newsweek in 2005, where it said this candidate does not see blue or red. This one sees purple. Royalty. I mean,
or didn't he do that one?
If you look at the presidential debates and stuff with Trump and Biden, the lighting was purple. I mean, it was.
Oh wow! I didn't notice that. Yeah.
And you take the red, the blue, you got the Pepsi, you got the yin yang, you've got you've got it all around you.
I would think that it would be that, right? But like, don't you think there would be some kind of like maybe AI or something, like he'll get like that chip in his head or something, or some kind of like DNA, like he'll be like a hybrid to a spiritual being or to I don't know. I always view That like there's one more thing missing from a regular person that would make him the son of Satan, you know?
Yeah. And when you see the pictures of the Pope looking at Obama, the Pope looks at him like with this giddy, childish, like, oh my gosh, like you and I would look at King Jesus like in awe and wonder, and
Right.
like, and he looks down like, yeah, wow. It's like this is just, oh man.
They're like best friends too. They're like really close. And
Yes.
it's strange because like Obama talked about how he was like you know, Muslim when he was younger, right? Like
Right. Where was this? I found something too. Okay, check this out. This is the 7-year treaty thing. This was in 2015. Okay, they're talking about John Kerry participating in negotiations with Iran over nuclear issues, which is exactly what they're doing now. Warned Israel about the abandonment of a two-state solution, talking about that. But they were deciding back then to pursue such a solution, but it wasn't time. Where they divide Jerusalem for the two-state plan.
wow.
They really don't want peace in Israel. They want a piece of Israel, a piece here, a piece there, preferably the entire state of Israel dismantled and the Jews destroyed or at least driven from the land. You know, this is the Palestinian state that you know, this is what, and this is why Obama, or not Obama, Biden, excuse me, is going there July 14th, 15th, and now he's not meeting the prince. He's not meeting the Saudi prince, but he is going there to try to talk a peace plan. And both Israel and both the Palestinian side have said, I don't think so.
Wow.
Not you. No way, Jose, are you going to be able to do this? No, they have so little respect for him.
Cindy says that the day he was elected, the lottery in the Illinois came up as 666.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
And the numbers on his birthday invites were 660 and 6. Though that's how much money you can donate.
There is so much that ties to him. It's insane.
You would think he would try to avoid those numbers, you know, like you would think they would try to avoid that. But
even look back at the other month when Biden had his first year gala thing and Obama was there. Joe basically said, hello, I'm over here. Hello, I'm the president. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, continue, Obama. What was that?
Right,
I mean,
right.
seriously.
That's how they are. That's how they. But I mean, think about it though. He's like, I mean, I guess you know when Joe was you know, a younger man, he was a very sharp guy, right? But I mean, right now it's not even close. I mean, you can't even have a conversation with Joe Biden right now. He's just completely lost it. And then Obama's the guy, basically.
Yeah,
like who else would be
Obama
running the
came out and
country?
said, "I'm here to fundamentally transform America." He's doing just that right now. Not only as previous, but here in the current. Yeah.
I can see him with the you know, like the little sign that says "Yes, we can."
Oh my gosh! And then you reverse it. Yeah, what is that? Worship Satan, or something like that. When you reverse it, yeah, the "Yes, we can." What does it come out to? We hail Satan, or something. Yes, it comes out when you reverse it. Yes.
Oh wow! I didn't even know that.
Yes,
well, I knew this, right?
Yes.
So he has a daughter.
Some of the people in chat have heard that.
So
thank you, Satan. That's what it is. Thank you, Satan. Yes.
So
yes, we can. It's thank you, Satan, or something like that. When you go back, yeah.
So he has a daughter named Natasha, right? Which is an anagram for "Aw Satan," right?
And the two that they pretty much least, yeah.
Right. Well, so like, okay, Malia. Okay, Malia and Natasha is "I am Allah Satan" or something like that.
Oh,
that's crazy, isn't it? That's what their names fell out to be. Well, Natasha just backwards, right? I mean, just, you know, it's Satan. It's like it's just too easy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and did I send you some of that stuff the other night about what they're looking for and the whole stuff with the stars and
You did.
oh
Can you
my
explain some of that a little bit?
gosh. Oh, not even that. No, past the Lord Marduk and the not that one. I didn't think it's on. I think it's on the phone that I'm on, which is kind of stinky poos. But anywho, oh yeah, I'll have to send you that. That's what the because they're looking at the
The one with the sons in
constellations.
travail, right? Like,
But they're looking at the full on here. You know what? I know I can find it. Take over for a second. I'll find it. No, not.
yeah, exactly. Everything is just so like. Why would it line up this perfect, right? It's like. I mean, there's no denying it. Like, if this was some kind of LARP, right? If I was one of the evil people, I would avoid this at all costs. Like all these connections. Like the fact that they might not even know about it, but it's written already, like what's going to happen. They're living this narrative that God already wrote, like they can't avoid it. It has to happen because it's done, there's no way around it. Like these things will line up, and whether they're doing it or whether it just is written, it's all going to happen that way,
And there's something mega going on with that planetary alignment everyone's talking about too.
Yes, they're all supposed to line up for the first time really ever.
Yeah, and there's something
to
ties to it too that show like it has a bunch of stuff to do with Obama and stuff too. And I'm like, this is getting nuttier by the day.
Well, I know there was a channel. He's like a gematria channel. Joseph
the
Aqua.
Viva,
Yeah.
Some of his stuff is just absolutely nuts.
Yeah, he's really big on the Obama thing, but he shows it over and over again. I mean, it's hard to deny. I mean,
when I first started seeing that stuff, I'm like, this guy's going way too nutty, Professor, because that's become his like God or his focus, in my opinion. But now I see like everything happens for a reason, and it's like, we're seeing it like, oh my, okay, this is right.
Yeah,
seeing it for what it is.
Well, I think what happens, right, is like here we are looking for it, and then when it gets close, right, it's like, ooh, we start to have this little spot of denial, right? Like, oh wait, maybe it's not that close because we've been waiting for it to happen for so long, and then when it's actually this close, it's like I don't know, like it is happening and it will happen soon. It's hard to deny it, and the only thing that hasn't happened is, us getting, like the thing happening, right? Like we're at the edge of this. It can't be any more stretched out than it is right now. Because if it goes 1 year, right, we're just barely going to be in time for the fig tree generation.
And it's almost we're almost to that point. If you haven't woken up yet, you will be asleep. You know what I mean? Forever in that sense. Like if.
Yeah, you got to make a pick.
If you can't see what they're planning, if you can't see, it's all just like what did I say? I said to text. What was it to you today? Not only the signs of the times, but this is truly the times of the signs. It's not the sign, and not only the sign of the times, but we're seeing the times of the signs that are everywhere. It's
That's
this
right.
time.
That's right.
It's like, this is crazy. I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
We all knew it was coming, but I don't know that any of us knew it was going to be here. At least just the way it's all panning out. I don't know.
I didn't think any of this stuff none of it could be true. Like I keep finding things out one thing at a time that blow my mind. I'm like, I thought that life was so different. Like I had no idea what reality was. And now that I have my feet on a firm foundation that, it's all about God. God is everything. Now I'm starting to understand exactly why I'm here and what I'm supposed to do. But before that, I mean, I thought we all just kind of like naturally formed here, like
yeah.
I mean, what
now Pope Francis is now canceling any trip he has to leave now. His 85-year-old knee ailment is getting worse, and he's in a wheelchair, so he's canceling all his trips now going forward.
So how old is he now?
85.
And
So there could easily be a replacement.
a new pope, yes.
Yeah.
A young guy.
Yeah.
And that would pretty much like, oh, so if the queen, right? If something happened to the queen, which something may have already, right? And if there's a replacement pope, there's a good chance that like, they can have a young king of the world, basically.
Oh yeah.
And that would be another Antichrist, man of sin type situation too. It's just hard to know like who's going to be what, right? Because I mean, the
Well,
Pope looks like lined up to be the sorry about that. Lined up to be the false prophet. And so it's like, you start looking at all these candidates. Okay, Obama, right? But I mean, it's so anything could happen, is what I'm saying, and like I wouldn't be shocked,
And Tiffany's right, because this alien agenda is only getting stronger every single day.
Yeah, they keep bringing it up like
every single day, because their plan, and I have the screenshots, and their plan is to bring a gospel different that's being taught. If an angel or any other being bring any other this gospel of the death, burial, and resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ, let him be accursed. And that's their plan. The great deception is to be like, we are the gods that you read about in the Old Testament. We planted you as star seeds and earthlings here. You are our creation. We're the gods, not God the Father. We're here with ancient knowledge that you need to know. This is why the Pope mentioned years ago, well, we need to baptize an alien, because maybe if we baptize an alien, they'll tell us more of the hidden knowledge that we need to know.
Oh, that's so crazy.
You know what? But people, when that happens, people are going to buy a hook, line, and sinker. And people's curiosity from different, to take it for what it's worth, but I believe there's all different kinds of alien forms. Are going to, maybe Palladians, the blue-eyed, blonde, you know what I mean? There could be all different kinds, this, that, the other. But people are going to want to know and talk to them to get like hidden knowledge. They're going to believe the lie, like, oh.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. There's going to be people that fall for this alien thing. I mean, just I would have fell for it. You know what I mean? Like it's that intriguing, right? If you're an atheist, right, and you don't have very much like religion in your life, which is starting to become more and more people are like of that ilk. They've never even had it in their life to begin with. It's pretty scary, right? And this alien idea is I mean,
and Faith may be right, because that guy that walked into the Vatican last year in August, and he basically took over and walked in within days, he had access to every single place in the whole place. That could be the guy that's the replacement. Yeah, I could see that.
So Tiffany says, are you all scared of AI taking over? I mean, they already been working on it.
Good. Yeah, because they've got the humanoid, the AI thing ready to go. They've already, let's put it this way, they already have humanoid robots that are part of the London Police Department as I speak. But yes, that's the goal, is they have the body ready. Their goal is to do a soul transfer into a humanoid AI, human looking like body.
Wow.
That the beast would be able, you know what I mean, to speak and have life. And yeah, it's like it's all coming together. It's like, this is nuts.
And he would be connected to all of that. Like he would really have omnipresence, like basically.
And
like
what is AI? AI, the way to stop AI is to stop its data collection and its information input. Because that's all artificial intelligence is a 24/7, 365 stream of information. And it's building upon it and building upon it and building upon it. When they do the Great Reset with the quantum switchover, that's when everything changes. That is going to be nuts. When you are only going to have certain places to get your news from, and that is it. The things you have saved on the cloud, old photos, old history books, encyclopedias will be wiped. So you don't know the true history. Only what they tell you will be what is coming. This is how
Oh,
nuts it's getting.
wow.
Yes. This is
Wow.
how nuts it's getting.
So the only
Can
thing we
you
would ever know
imagine
is
you
what.
won't be able to look up, like, what was that article I just wrote on coronavirus last week? Unless it's
'Cause-
CNN or a New World Order approved, you ain't reading it.
So they would basically be in charge of all the information. Plus, it's going to be directly into your head. So they're in charge of everything. Your thoughts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's insane. God better get back here. I need God to
It's
come back here.
totally demonic.
Please, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well,
I
okay.
know.
So Tiffany said, I don't know what's worse, AI or aliens. What do you think is worse, Bubba? In your opinion?
In my opinion, it's the AI, because it's through what they're gonna. And see, that's the crazy thing, because the UN has their 77th General Assembly in New York City, September 13th through 27th of this year, 2022. The first 5 days, they're going to have, from the 13th through the 17th, they're going to have open debate and discussion. The following excuse me, let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, for the 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes, then 20 through the 24th, they're going to start making the recommendations for governance
Wow.
and global control for a final vote on Monday the 26th and Tuesday the 27th
They're not even hiding it.
for the worldwide celebration on the 28th of a 7-year World Health Organization UN World Economic Forum treaty that
I mean, they're not even hiding it.
No, and what they're using is to have everyone's digital identification, and this is how they're doing it. To be verified that you are who you say you are, you need to have this digital identification tied to your body, within or on or both your body, for you to be able to participate in the metaverse. What's the future? How wonderful it's gonna be.
So are they gonna stop service to? Are they gonna stop service to cell phones and say, hey, if you want to have
All of that is coming, from your car insurance to this, that, the other, to yes.
And so if you want to have if you want to have any kind of connection, you have to get this chip or you have to get this
If you
upgrade.
want any kind of a 911 response.
Oh wow, man! You can't even call the cops.
Well, let's put it this way: there's governments or there's cities right now that they're running out of their budget every single month on fuel, and they're having to decide which police runs to go on or not.
Oh my lord! So like people could be calling the police and they're just like, well, we can't make it to that one. That's not serious enough, or
yeah, it's crazy.
Arbitrarily just deciding, I mean, that's scary. That's very scary. Because that's the whole point. That's the whole point.
And I truly believe what they have planned too is they are going to bring a pestilence or virus from above, part of the alien agenda, and they're in with the elites of this world to make this happen, so that it is very deadly to the human being, and they have to take this vaccine or what not to survive, and to be able to and it's going to be a thing where people will line up in droves just to have this, and they're going to come back with this whole fear factor. But keep in mind, this whole fear factor happens after all kinds of more fear factors that's happening between here and then. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just going to be each day. It's like each day that we're here, I just thank the Lord just for life and just enjoying this moment we have with friends and family, and even being able to discuss this on the phone or even via this chat. This is a freedom. We don't understand how blessed we are with this.
We are very blessed, yes. And sometimes I try to look at it as, because like what we're taught as we're growing up, like this is my life, this is your life, like these types of things, right? But if we look at the whole thing as like one big narrative and we are a character in it, and God thought enough about us to put us in here, like that's awesome, right? Like then it's like, oh wow, I'm part of this whole big thing, right? And it's going to be a big reward after this, And if we look at it that way, then it's amazing, right?
Yeah, and even like their big push, it's getting stronger, is this push against in the censoring against not only disinformation but misinformation. They want to wipe all that out so that doesn't occur. But you know
So
what?
what's the difference?
Well, there's I don't honestly don't know, but I mean, the disinformation is like purposely putting something out, maybe, and maybe misinformation is not understanding how they want you to say it. But what I'm trying to get at is this whole push is they want to go against disinformation and misinformation. Those are the two key words that they're using for censorship. But you know what? When they censor that kind of stuff, disinformation and misinformation is still information.
I know it.
You know what
I
I
know
mean?
it. Because
Even
they're
to hear
taking
what
away
they say
your,
is
they're,
incorrect, it's still
well,
information
they're
for me
taking
to
away your
figure out and to
ability
use
to
discernment to
discern.
process if it's right or wrong or true or
That's right.
false or dig deeper or you know what I mean? So their whole goal is to block that. And that comes into that whole social credit score thing that's coming too, that you'll be able to, yeah.
Well, yeah, because whatever, so if there's one side of an argument, right, you should be allowed to talk on the other side of it, right? To only hear one side of everything is so dangerous. So dangerous.
They are
'Cause here's
having
the
the Jim Beam project. I agree with Chat because that is being shown on TV so much lately. The alcohol, as people are trying to cope with everything.
Well, you know what's crazy is I'm allowed to say, get the jab, get the jab, get the jab. I could say get it to whoever I want, right? But if I say think about it, then that's advice.
Right,
That's
right,
medical advice. That's crazy.
right.
And so they only want one side, one narrative of everything, right? If you don't have the mainstream narrative, right, that's how I know everyone's in it together, right? Because all these celebrities, all these countries, right? There's no one with a dissenting opinion. No one that has a big platform that has a dissenting opinion. It's like they create these, maybe controlled opposition. The football player or another guy or something like that. It's very controlled how they're against it.
Well, and even look at this cattle that just died, in Kansas.
Yeah.
These were feeder cattle. That is what gives us beef. The
Yeah.
next on there, the live cattle that gives us the milk. And all these states surrounding these areas in Kansas had the exact same temperatures. I mean, you've got Texas steers in Texas with 110 doing fine. You've got Arizona, same thing. All these were poison in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It makes sense. I'm like, oh my word. And aren't they 99 food processing plants now? I can't even keep track anymore how much they're destroying and doing this at the other.
And it has to be, right? Because it's every single one of these places is being taken down in a different way. I mean, it's not like this same phenomenon is taking over and knocking out all these food places. It's one got hit by a plane, one got burnt up, one got, overrun. I mean, it's all these different so it's like systematically they're taking them out.
Right. And it's like these famines that are coming, it's not going to be like, oh man, it sucks for them. No, they're going to be everywhere.
I know it's going to be
You know what
everywhere.
else that just hit me on the way home? I was talking to my daughter about it. She's like, Dad, what are locusts? And I said, basically, they're grasshoppers on steroids. She's like,
Yeah.
And that's one thing no one's really talking about. I have a feeling there's going to be a huge breakout of locusts that are going to further the destruction of human food. You know what I mean? I see that all panning out.
Do you think that's why they're pushing people eating insects for protein and stuff?
They
and
are pushing it hard, and they've said that's part of the Agenda 2030. You'll have nothing and you'll be happy. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. You'll get by with the insects of the world, and it says meat will be an occasional treat.
Oh wow, man, they are just wonderful people, aren't they?
Dude, here where I live south of Indy 500 town, half of our fields are empty.
Wow.
They are empty.
They're paying those people
subsidies. They haven't even turned
right?
them over. They haven't even planted. And the some that have planted, they're not even maybe right above my ankle. What?
Oh yeah, that's not right.
Had stuff. Something's not right. I'm
They're engineering this thing for sure. Well, I mean, Okay, so if there is if there is a locust plague, right, that is eating up all the vegetables and stuff, they better start learning how to eat locusts because that's what's going to be
Oh,
here.
right.
You
I was
know,
watching a Naked and Afraid last night. They were doing like they were eating the grub out of like a nut or something, and they collected all these nuts and they put them over a fire and basically cooked them over the fire. And the dude tries the first one, and the girl's like, "What's it taste like?" And he's like, "Well, you got to try it." And then she tries it, and he's like, "It's basically it tastes like a popcorn flavored Jelly Belly with a mix of coconut flavoring nutty." And I'm like, you know what you got to do? What you got
what?
to do?
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Who
And that
was
was a
it? Who
grub,
was it?
you
Cindy
said?
Christie. Who was it? Cindy Christie the other night, or somebody that said, "Hey, there's nothing like eating a piece of lettuce from your salad with a worm in it or something."
Yeah, a lettuce, you know? Oh, it's so crazy. It is, man.
Oh no! When life
Oh,
gives you
Faith,
lemons, you're probably.
right?
Oh
Look at Faith. He says pucker up for these bugs, you know? Oh, it's horrible, man.
oh no!
I know, it's horrible. All righty.
Hey,
It's time to
last one. I just want to show you the depravity of society because we have
yes,
become like
sir.
Idiocracy the movie.
It has been. It is
We are so
identical.
much the Idiocracy the movie. Everything is now about sex and fart jokes. I mean,
It is.
everything is. And just to give you an example, I'm driving my daughter home. I just picked her up from work at the mall, and there's this Toyota dealership, and it says, "We want your Tarde." They misspelled trade. They spelled TAR instead of TRA. We want your Tarde. We want your trade in. We want your Tarde. I'm like, yeah, I think a Tarde spelled that.
Oh wow. They're misspelling everything, the little simple stuff. Uh hey, Hulk Hogan for president, right?
These
I
guys
don't
are
know.
great. I think I scared everybody off. Man. Renee's in
Yeah.
there.
No,
She's
we
doing
got a pretty
better.
good
She
group.
she had
Yeah.
a spinal thing that's helped her with her back. So yeah,
Oh, I
I mean,
hope you're feeling better, Renee.
dude, there's so many people that are hurting more and more. On YouTube, our buddies and our friends. Yeah,
Yeah. People are going through stuff. People are going through stuff, but it is, it's tough. I mean, like, it would be a good time for all this to end. Like it would be a good time. I think everyone's gonna just barely make it in there.
yeah,
All in one piece, right?
yeah.
I could be
Just
using a new body right about now.
that's what I had a comment. I responded in the community tab page earlier, and she was like, she's having these worse headaches with her neck, and just asked for prayer for pain. And I said, I can't even imagine with all the frequencies going on now, and we're hearing more and more of that too. The people with these awful,
Yeah,
awful
I've been getting
headaches,
I've been getting horrendous
and
headaches,
the
but
ringing in the ears, where it's
yeah,
like one and not the other, and it just goes like deaf for a while, and you're like, whoa, what's going on?
yes, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. I mean, I've had headaches for a long time now, probably 20 years, real bad headaches, but it's getting to where it's like buzzing and noises and raking sounds, and it's getting pretty weird. Sometimes ringing.
And right now, with all the heat, I just recommend people work. I've been noticing they're having a lot of the heat stuff issues, but a lot of it is because it's not that they're dehydrated. They've depleted their water, or they've been depleted their body of their minerals and stuff by just drinking too much water, and they're having such low potassium levels. So I'm just recommending to people get some coconut water, eat a banana, in this heat and stuff. Just
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, it's time to hit that old
What are you gonna
dusty
do tonight? Anything fun?
What am I gonna do tonight?
Yeah.
Not really. I think I'm gonna call Michael and figure out what's going on with him, and then I'm gonna check in with Deb, see how she's doing, and then do some studying, and maybe get a nap.
Michael's sucking on a lemon, so he's puckering up anyway. He's got sour grapes now.
I know it. Yeah. Uh,
Fess up who's out at the birdie park. Do you guys
Yeah,
hear all
the
those
birdie
birds
park.
around me?
Oh, yeah, it's you. You have all the birds.
Renee is like, dude, you have so many birds around you. I'm like, and
Hmm.
I've almost wondered this, if like you can almost tell when like the animals are happy. You know what I mean? Like there's no like sense of danger or bad frequency, or you can like hear it. Like, I don't know if that makes
Well, some
sense.
animals are affected, I think, like, but some aren't. I don't know. It's hard to tell that way, you know?
We've got this pond out back, and then right behind it's this creek, so they'll never be able to tear down these trees, and then we'll never have houses to stare at, which is a blessing. But behind this
Right.
creek is this guy with a chicken farm, and I still hear his roosters going right now. I'm like, what time is it?
Well, do they ever have like do they have like these towers and all that, like these 5G boxes and stuff all over there, or is it like scenic corridor?
You know what? I think that's part of why they're so happy, because there's not
Yeah.
really. I mean, it's probably a mile away. There's a heavy duty communication tower that looks like a spire, like straight up, where it gets smaller as it goes. It looks like a needle just going straight up. It's so weird. And now they've tacked on some repeaters on there, but it's been used for the deep water project here for the water supply, and they've gone down like 7 floors, and there's tunnels and all kinds of weird stuff, and it makes you wonder like what else you guys doing down there.
Right, right. I know it. Well, now I just nothing would surprise me anymore. I don't even limit that in my brain anymore as to what is possible. I'm willing to hear any kind of weird stuff because, man, these last few years have really been like an awakening, a true awakening.
And it's just a matter of time before something big happens here, and we start getting suicide bombers just coming out of nowhere. Malls, places where people gather to put more fear, to shut down the economy, keep people at home.
Oh, sure, they're going to use all kinds of narratives to control how these agendas and stuff. It would not surprise me at all. But it's like where I'm at the point now where it's like we used to spend so much time. Is this real or is that real or is this real? And now it's at the point where it doesn't even matter. It's going to be used for an agenda that's going to further the world, right? Like we got to be able to separate from that somehow. And I'm still learning how to live day by day. Still learning.
Those owls are cool too when you hear them, and you hear them at night, like. Whoo,
Yeah,
whoo.
yeah,
We actually had
absolutely.
my neighbor saw the bald eagle. We have like 1 or 2 bald eagles that'll come by like every 6 months, and what they do is they follow this creek from the main river, the White River that goes to the Wabash River that goes to the Ohio, down to the Mississippi. But it is kind of wild because when they come in, it's kind of like, wow.
Yeah.
I know you guys. I miss living out west coast of North Seattle stuff. We used to see them and stuff. And Alaska. Have you ever been up there with your
Where,
military or
Seattle?
anything? No, anywhere like Seattle or Anchorage or anything, military or travel or.
Well, I did some TDY like in
Oh,
Fort
cool.
Lewis in Washington State. Like not much, couple weeks or whatever, but I was in Colorado for like the first half of my career, and then I when my unit got sent to Afghanistan when 9/11 happened, I got sent to California to stand up like a reserve unit to active duty, and so I got to see like Texas and Washington and other units out there. But I
That's
got
so
pretty
cool.
lucky. Yeah, it was a lot of work though, but it is what it is.
Well, I don't want to keep you, man. I appreciate having fun
Oh
talking
man,
with
I
you.
enjoy having you on here. Like
And
I
Cindy's
really
right. That
do.
owl is the thing on the dollar bill. The owl. Yeah. There's so many.
Yes, that's that Moloch, right?
That
That's what
yeah, it ties in all to that. Yeah.
they got that big old owl over here at that forget what that place is called. Do you guys know what that place is called with the big old owl? What's his name got
The
into? Alex
Cove or
Jones.
whatever.
Bohemian Grove. Bohemian
Yeah,
Grove.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's a creepy place, man.
Wow. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not even hiding it anymore.
they're not. They don't care. I mean, the first time I saw George Bush in like one of those wizard's outfits, I was like, "What? He looks like a wizard, man." And I thought that was fake, but that's real, man. They dress like that, and they don't even hide it. Like
Oh,
I'm like, what? Why are they all in wizard outfits? Like this is crazy, right? Dancing around a big owl. I'm
and
like,
it's
this can't.
ritualistic in every sense of the word. I mean, yeah.
Yes, yes. Every sense of the world, and then they do like crazy like orgies and stuff like that. It's oh my god.
And
It's
those are
just
just the things that we kind of know
right. Yeah, that's
about.
not even the criminal stuff they do. Because there's some of that going on. Why would they hide in the woods, to do legal stuff?
I know.
That's what's crazy, right? And it's all men,
They are
right?
all
No women.
they are all
Mhm.
part of the big boys club all day long.
Yes,
Even when they act like each other, they're buddies underneath it all. It's so
they
much
are.
a show, it's not even funny.
They work together. They're coworkers, you know.
But then you
Just
but then
because.
oh, here's another one to throw out real quick too. Remember when Obama, him and Putin, he never smiled around Putin. He despised Putin. And
Oh, who,
it's
Biden?
Obama. And it's funny
Oh yeah,
how it is full circle again.
it is full circle. Absolutely. You
Well,
know.
you going with your Friday, man? I'll give you a thumbs. I mean, I
Already.
forgot to even give you a thumbs
Hey,
up.
hey, well, anytime you want to come on, then you can come on, man. Anytime. So if you have something to say or like some things to report or whatever, I'm definitely interested for sure. If I'm a little bit tired and a little bit my head ain't right, then I'm trying
Dude,
my
that's
best
you
to
every
stay sharp.
day because you need more rest.
I need more rest for sure. But I'm thinking
I
about
think if anything,
I'm thinking.
my oh, real quick, I think my final thing is just I think I'm just being called more to like be an encourager. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. We're
Yeah.
so close. Don't give up.
Well, I was talking to Jake, right? And we're thinking about adding another show. Like so that's 3 shows a day, but then have like one day where you and Jake can like kind of get together and talk about that stuff. And it's a better conversation with you and him because you guys know more about that stuff.
The Holy Spirit uses him because he'll throw a verse and it'll be like, whoa,
Oh
I needed to
yeah.
see that. I needed to read
Hey, me too. It's humbling, isn't it? Because I'm
that.
constantly in that Bible, and he knows like he'll just say something like, "Oh, I didn't even consider that." Like, wow, it's
Uh-huh.
humbling. That is humbling right there.
It's like that one Peter one or that he sent me, and I had to share it back to you. I was like,
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it? It's like, wow, smart kid, smart guy.
and you said he's young or
He
something.
is. He's 30 years old, man. That's what.
Oh
That's
my
what.
word.
Yeah. I'm impressed with him. That's for sure.
Dude, he's got like that mind where he just remembers everything.
He's smart, man. Just I don't know how to. Well, Stephanie's smart too. I met them
No,
together,
I know.
right? And then when I brought them on, I was like, "Oh, these people are smart, man." I didn't know what else to say about them. But I hope I didn't set them up too much. But man, I just have learned so much from them. It's just insane. But
Thank you,
anyway,
brother.
I better
Yeah,
get
get
going.
going, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, yes. It's definitely an honor and a pleasure to have you on. I mean, anytime you want to come on, you're welcome to come on because you're one of those people.
Well, you
All
guys are a
right.
lot of fun, so.
Right on, buddy. And praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. All glory to God because he deserves it. And please pray for the children. Please pray for anyone being victimized out there. And please pray for each other. because it's important. And good Lord willing, I will see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 a.m. Oh, wait, today's Friday. I'm sorry about that, guys. 7 a.m. tomorrow. Lord willing.